What's up, everybody? This is Jay. I'm used to saying Mid-City Acquisition Group because that's my business name, but this is a small business stand-up, man. We got a few entrepreneurs on here with us today. You guys introduce yourself. What do you do? What city and state you live in? A little basic information about yourself. Anybody jump in first?
Well, my name is LaQua Loyd. I'm in Metro Detroit. My business is in Ferndale, Michigan, which is a little bit outside of Detroit. I'm a real estate broker. I own an Exit Realty here in Ferndale. I have about 20 agents in the brokerage with me. Work a lot with investors as well as sellers. Been in real estate since 2006, full time. Been in the business of real estate since I got out of high school, went right into property management. So I pretty much have experience in every area of real estate except for wholesaling. I haven't done that, but rehabs and all of that stuff, I do it.
Well, I'm in wholesaling, so I can help you with that. So, okay, who's next?
Well, I'll go. I'm Shiela Little, and I am a relationship therapist and business psychologist. I've been a therapist now a mental health therapist for 15 years. I started my own practice about 6 years ago, where I then became an entrepreneur. And so I really geared my services towards, entrepreneurship and started a PhD program in business psychology. And so I just help people in their personal life, help entrepreneurs in their personal life to really get a strategy for work-life balance. So I just feel like I'm a friend and expert leader in the field of changing lives,
I might need you.
Right.
Okay, excellent. Who's next?
Cool. So I guess we're taking turns here, huh, Jay?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I got a lot of stuff going on this. So yeah, just jump right on in.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So my name is Tony. I've been in the
go
life
ahead.
insurance industry for 10 years now, and for me, it's just helping everybody utilize the products for to get ahead financially, and also to use it for cash accumulation. Like a safe place to accumulate cash. My niche market is anybody who wants to learn about money, retirement, investments, life insurance, protecting your assets. I'm the guy. So we want to make sure that everything that we worked hard for, it's actually protected.
Absolutely, that's the key. All right,
Yeah.
Miss K, you want to go ahead and go, Miss K?
I was gonna let the newer people talk now.
Okay. All right, let's do it. Okay, Mr. Marquin.
Hey,
Go ahead and go.
everybody. How y'all doing? Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I'm Marquin Alberty, owner of Investing for Cowards. I teach entrepreneurs, small businesses, tools and resources, financial therapy, just any strategies to build the mindset to attain generational wealth, basically. So asset manager, portfolio builder. So I'm just all over the place, but nice to meet all y'all.
Nice to meet you as well. Welcome.
Nice to meet you
All
too.
right.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kay Hall. I'm a tax accountant. I have my own small business called Vibrant Profits Financial Services, where I provide tax and accounting services for small business owners, specifically coaches and consultants. I was on the podcast last year with Coach Jay and Mr. Jason down there. So I'm really happy to be here again.
Happy to have you
Going up
back.
from Phoenix, Arizona. Sorry about that. Yes, I'm in Phoenix, Arizona, and that's basically my goal is to help small business owners with their business finances and their taxes. and HR questions if you have any.
Absolutely. All right, Jason, is on you, brother.
Oh man, how's everybody doing?
Good.
Going great, bro. Doing great.
Good. Well, Jason Sims, out of Dallas, Texas, primarily in real estate investing, with experience in sourcing, analyzing, negotiating, executing real estate transactions, where it go from wholesaling all the way up to commercial, as well as multifamily. I do some mentoring on the side, so trying to bring in the younger group into the real estate investing world, as well as showing them financial literacy and helping them out to achieve goals that most people don't actually regularly talk about. So that's a little bit about what I do in a nutshell, pretty much every day, all day.
Okay. So a quick thing I want to let you guys know. So I've been really virtually stalking everybody on this panel right now. So I tricked y'all into believe to coming on board. I've been watching you guys. So you guys are active, right? Which means that you guys are constantly out there trying to get it, right? So, we can join powers and do the same thing, man, and possibly help somebody else, but at the same time help ourselves as well. So we all had a particular set of skills. Let's put them to use, man. Let's combine this thing. Let's make it happen. All right. So the first thing I want to do is basically just get us together, kind of introduce ourselves, each one of us to ourselves, man, and show how we can do this as Black people. Right. You don't see this happening too often. That's a big deal. And hopefully the people who look on this, maybe not seeing it today, we may not have a whole lot of people watching this today, but it will grow eventually. Please do our part. So with that being said, we're going to start with this first question, right? So now, again, Jason and Kate know I used to throw some snowballs, some heat, but these are some quick pitches, you know what I'm saying? And if you guys have any questions about any one of them, please feel free to jump right on in. Now, let's do it. All right. Can you guys see the at the very bottom? Because I don't know if you guys can see that. Like I said, there's some new software that I'm working out. So have you always been an entrepreneur or have the entrepreneur spirit? Have you guys always had that? Or is that something that somebody put in you?
I've always had it. I put it in my kids, but I've always had it.
Explain. What are some of the things that you did early before you became a broker?
Oh, I sold candy bags in elementary. I would go to the candy store and then I would steal my mama's sandwich bags, the little plastic ones that you had to fold over. And I sold the Tang, the Tang that we used to drink. I used to put that in the bags because the kids, I knew they would eat that too. So I would put that in the little sandwich bags and sell it in elementary, and then it just went from there.
Wow.
Yeah.
What about
The
you?
orange
I think I've always.
Said that orange drink.
Yes.
Young people don't know about Tang unless I haven't seen it in a while though. Maybe they do. I
They
just
still
haven't seen
sell
it
it.
in a while.
They still sell it.
Okay.
They don't know about that.
Sheila, what you
Well,
say?
I definitely think I've always had the entrepreneur spirit. I have been doing hair since 14. I used to have a desk in my dining room. At the time I don't think I thought it was entrepreneur. I just was hustling, trying to get $10 here, $5 there. We grew up on 4th and Johnson, and it was just a very poor neighborhood, and so a lot of those resources, and I'm saying at 14, 15, 16, I was making about $100, $200 a week just doing pump waves, if you guys remember pump waves, and pin curl ponytails, just to really help my mom and brothers and give us school clothes and food. And so I did that for the majority. I started in a salon when I was 15 years old. So I started when I was 12. I got in a salon when I was 15. And from there, that was my hustle until I started college. And then I was just like, wait, Sheila, what if you break your hand or something? And that's what geared me towards education and academics. But yes, rental houses, just some type of hustle. And then I heard of the word entrepreneur and I was like, oh, that's what you call it. Yeah.
All right. Great. I always had the spirit of entrepreneurship. I always just always had the mindset to create value and create a service to help my community since I was a young individual. Started different businesses, just any type of way I can make money, selling different digital products, just door-to-door salesman, just all over the place. Just the spirit just been alive in me. So just making sure I'm breathing it and everyone around.
That's cool. Yeah, even me personally.
What did you say door to door?
Investment products. So I created my own type of financial products from credit repair, some like wholesaling real estate products. So just different financial products. Started in my community, started speaking all over, just reaching different individuals, basically from everywhere I can say, everywhere.
That's awesome. All right, and me personally, I always had it ever since I was little. I remember it kind of started with affiliate marketing. So I would basically have these links and I would try to run some Google ads back in the day. You know, I think it was like early 2000s when they started running like a lot of Google ads, and then from there on it just went to like, you know, network marketing, and then but I was in school. My parents really pushed college, so I went to college. I did the whole college thing, but I always felt like, you know, it wasn't like my place to just go to school, get a job, and just live the regular, you know, 9 to 5. I always wanted to do something more, you know, more than just like working at a company. I wanted to own the company, you know. So yeah, I just felt like, you know, I'm actually from Kenya, so coming from a different country, you know, I just felt like we came here to do some big things, you know. So instead of like the regular 9 to 5.
Well, I was going to share that I was not definitely born with the entrepreneur spirit. I just have to be honest. I wasn't. When I was younger, I wanted to be a pharmacist. So that was always my dream. But I didn't actually catch the entrepreneur bug until I actually gave birth to my daughter. Um, while I was still in college at a later age. I didn't do the traditional directly to college route after high school. But I had some medical problems, and I always had to tell my supervisor why I needed time off. I mean, that stuff it's embarrassing. Um, and I wanted to have like my own freedom to earn as much as I want whenever I want. So that's when the entrepreneur bug hit me, is when I actually started living life. So I wish I had it programmed in me, you know, from birth, but it didn't work out that way. But that's okay, you know. I just want to be able to, you know, call my own shots and
Yeah.
um, serve the community in the way I want to. So that's what prompted me to learn how to do taxes and to, you know, start my own tax business.
Yeah, absolutely. What about you, Jay?
Woo! Hey, let me tell you something. It's always been there, and I went back and forth, right? My grandmother and my grandfather, they were entrepreneurs, but I didn't know what that was, but I was doing it because I was copying what they were doing, right? And then I went to the Marine Corps. But before then, like I said, I didn't know I had it. It didn't realize to me when I was sitting in the foxhole shooting on the other side and somebody shooting at me that I realized that this is not the way I want to spend the rest of my life. But before then, I mean, I had a pager company when I was in high school. So I was actually hustling pagers during high school. Before that, I was actually cutting grass. And then when I came back from the Marine Corps, again, I got caught in corporate America. That wasn't a fit either. And so I decided to come back out and come back into entrepreneurship and develop people at the same time, because I knew what it was like to struggle to try to figure out what I'm going to do. I'd rather figure out, how I'm going to do it, and then bring the rest of it in together itself, and not worry about how to put food on the table, but what I'm going to do to make it happen.
Yeah. Well, I sold everything. So I sold it all, from candy to the other thing that was illegal. I did it all, man. I just knew that. Let me just keep it 100 with you, right? So I just knew that it was another side. But I gotta keep it real. I knew that it's, for me, whether it's a big deal or a small deal, the thought is put something to take. That's a big deal. You know what I'm saying? So I always wanted to be the person that's in the seat who's actually telling people what to do, because I don't really take people telling me what to do. That's not something I actually rock with, to be honest with you. So, but all salute to people who can do it or who don't mind doing it. But me, it's totally different. But now here's the deal: as an entrepreneur, though, unfortunately, you get a lot of people kind of telling you what to do, right? So I don't just got one boss. I got 100 bosses, or whatever the case is, right? So yeah, man, entrepreneurship, man, is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. So, next question is, guys, what would a person have to pay you right now to go back to be a 9 to 5 type of person? Or could that happen?
Do you want a real number?
Yeah, that's what I'm like.
Because there's no real number, right?
Could that happen?
No.
No.
There's no one with enough that would be able to say, hey, look, this is what I'll pay you to go back and do it. Because now someone, again, like you just said, someone's actually in control of your future and what you can make, right? And Kay will attest to this too. And then Uncle Sam gets their money before you do it, right? And so, no, there's no way. Now I can control every aspect of it. I'm in control. No one's in control of me.
And
so the answer is no, man.
And just to piggyback on that, I just see, my time as my most valuable asset. And that's what's not for sale for me. Like, and here's the thing, I don't think people realize you have to be more disciplined as an entrepreneur, right? Like, in a sense, but you own that time, you're allocating that time. And when you get your processes and your program set up, right, to kind of do the work for you, you're actually having more of your time back. And I just feel like it's an invaluable resource when you experience it, right? It's, one thing talking about it, but when you actually have the time and freedom to make choices and not have to think about, losing your job or getting a boss man, whatever that is, I just think it's invaluable.
Yeah, Jay, I feel like that's a good question, because I feel like I cannot be bought. So the joys of the ups and downs of being an entrepreneur is what I live for. And being in this entrepreneur journey, there's been offers thrown at me. Companies want, they're like, hey, you need to come and work with us, we'll give you a certain amount of money. And it's just like they weren't a part of the journey, right? They weren't there when I developed into the person I am today. So they can't get credit for who I am today. You know what I mean? So I feel like the only person that deserves that credit for all the hard work, all the ups and downs, is myself. So somebody cannot just buy that. You can't just they can't earn it, because, they never went through it. So I feel like, there's no number really. You can throw a bunch of numbers at me, but it's the journey of an entrepreneurship is what really gives me pride, and it gives me joy in what I do.
Yeah.
Well, I would say for me, I'm still at my 9 to 5.
The thing that you really want to do
say that again.
This got delay. Go ahead, Kay.
Oh, I was just gonna say I'm still at my.
Go ahead, Kay. This thing have a delay. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, it's okay. I'm still at my 9 to 5 job. I enjoy working in human resources. So for me, it hurts my business a little bit because I don't have as much time as I can to help to develop it even more. But right now, the way that the world is, it's I need my 9 to 5 income, so I really wouldn't be able to answer it.
But here's the deal though, is that most of us on here had a 9 to 5 job at one time.
Mm-hmm.
See, the key to this whole thing is to get the boat close to the dock, so you can just step right off that dock into that boat without falling in the water. You know what I'm saying? So when you get to that point to where your business is making more money than your job is bringing in, you're gonna be like this.
Well, I'm already at that point, but I just like the stability of having a check every 2 weeks.
Oh wow!
I'm not gonna lie about that.
Okay, hey, salute to you.
I enjoyed that. But I do want to say though, by working at my 9 to 5 as an HR manager, I learn from other people. I learn, from others' mistakes, others' triumphs, others' successes. So, I actually enjoy it. I don't really see myself leaving anytime soon. So.
Yeah, I think you make a good point, Kay, that, I think we're talking about more personality traits, right? Like, it's not so much like everybody is not meant to not have that consistency. It's just some people who are meant to say like, oh no, I don't want that. And I think that's the struggle or the backlash that a lot of entrepreneurs get, right? Like, we are these, oh, you need to quit your 9 to 5, not realizing I want my personal assistant to want to be here. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
I want her to feel like she is here for a reason and helping. I want my HR manager to want to, help me create the impact that I wanted. So I think that both sides are just as important, when
the real question would be, what type of freedom are you actually creating? What's the freedom are you creating? What's the vehicle? It's the mindset, really. What type of freedom are you creating for your employees?
Yeah.
So right now it's just me. It's me and my husband. My husband's a computer programmer, so he helps to create programs and stuff that I need for my tax business. So right now it's just me, and by earning extra income, that helps my family in addition to what me and my husband make every 2 weeks. So for me, it's pluses right now because I know the work that I do, I can do it part-time or on my time. So, but just like Ms. Sheila was saying at the beginning, like time, as a small business owner, being able to control your time is key. It's priceless, and sometimes I burn the candle at both ends because I'm trying to do, so many things. But I just feel like right now in my entrepreneur journey and in my personal finance journey, I can't afford to have that freedom right now, but it'll come soon, but just not right now. It's just a sacrifice.
Yeah.
I understand that. When I finally went full-time in real estate, I came from the property management field. So I was a 9 to 5. I was a property manager over houses and apartments. So it was, for me, I was a property manager and then I was a real estate agent part-time. But my part-time was my hustle. I felt like I had to hustle hard and work hard so that I could come off that 9 to 5. But then it was scary for me when I came off the 9 to 5 because I'm like, I gotta continue this working hard because there's no one there to give me a paycheck every 2 weeks. So my security went away. So I had to make this my security. So it changed my mindset. And I had to say, okay, so how can I feel secure in what I'm doing? What can I do to make sure that I always have some money coming in? And I think a lot of people that want to be entrepreneurs don't really think about that, that aspect. Like, you got to make it happen.
Absolutely.
And not just for yourself, but for your employees. So.
well, we know we have a couple finance guys on here. So what do you guys think about that? Right? I know it took me a while as well. I didn't jump right off. Well, I guess my first guy in real estate, I jumped off and I hit the ground. Boom. You know what I'm saying? And the family suffered and everything behind it. So I learned from that. So I had to make sure, like I said, get the boat closer to the dock or whatever the case is. But I think one of the things that would have helped me if I'd have got to the position to where my money was working for me, buy some different vehicles, maybe like life insurance, like Tony and Marquin do as well, and have that money continue to flip for you, that compound interest. It'll make it a little bit more easy for me to walk away in that situation. What do you guys think about that?
I think it's perception. It's way more easier to make your money work. So it's just perception, how you see the market and the product that you're developing is way easier to make a dollar, make another dollar. It's way more easier to work your money. So if you continue with that type of mindset, you will be relentless. Like you'll become more aggressive with the vehicles that you are creating. So I think it's the perception.
Yeah.
But I do run across some. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, Tony.
Yes. So Jay, I was to answer that question is so prior to being in the financial industry, I was doing the 9 to 5, and there's a different mindset shift. Like you have to. I feel like if you have a job, you think differently than if you are an entrepreneur. Because when you're an entrepreneur, you're on your toes 24/7, 7 days a week. It doesn't matter if it's a weekend but when somebody has a job, the check is coming in. So the brain is not active the same way. So when like for me, I feel like the transition was easier because I had a mentor. I had somebody who was on the other side to kind of guide me. Okay, so don't think like that, to do kind of like course correction and to just get me to think the right way. So when those financial vehicles came in, you have the discipline to save money into those vehicles, But if somebody has old habits, instead of saving $1,000, they want to use this money to go on a vacation or something like that. So it's a different way of thinking. And I feel like what would help somebody is to have somebody guide, okay, this is an entrepreneur and this is somebody who has a job, and it's two different ways of thinking, and that would make it an easier transition as well. But even entrepreneurs, they get, nobody really welcomes the entrepreneurs in the beginning, especially family and everything like that. So to get somebody mentally prepared for that also, it was easier for me to not feel so bad when my friends felt like I can't hang out with them, or you didn't feel bad when I was missing my sister's birthdays and things like that. So it's part of the process. And if somebody successful and is made it and is telling you, okay, you'll go through this, then it's easier to welcome it when it happens, because you're gonna be like, oh, my mentor did say this was gonna happen and it's happening right now, so that means I'm going to the right track. I'm on the right track to success, instead of just like when something happens and then it just veers you off the track. You know what I mean? So that's why what I felt about that.
Think about this though. Go ahead.
I like that you're saying the mindset, and this is just for the audience. I think that there is a mindset of survival, right? And then there's a mindset of success. And I think that when you are in a 9 to 5, we're not really thinking that we're in a survival mindset, right? I'm getting paid consistently. I need this amount of money to live, to pay my bills, right? And when you think about entrepreneurship, at a high level of entrepreneurship, it's truly, the money will come because you're doing a service. And this is a high level thinking of entrepreneurship, right? The impact that I'm making in the world, as a consequence of this impact, I will, be able to live life more abundantly, right? And so, but that is a shift in true thinking, right? Like, no, I'm not trying to do something to create a sustainable income or like get $200 a week or $500 a week or $5,000 a week, right? As an entrepreneur, your whole ideal is that I'm trying to create an impact in the people that I'm serving, and this is how I want to do it, in their finances, in their mindset, in their housing, right? And I think that is the distinct, and that is the success mindset, because you're actually adding something, adding value to the marketplace, and as a consequence, you will get paid for it. So you're not thinking about the money at a high level entrepreneurship in the beginning.
Yeah,
I would definitely agree with you on that, Sheila, for sure. It's I think that's one of the phases that I'm going through, is trying to get completely into that full-time entrepreneurship state of mind. So I appreciate all the tips and stuff that you gave. Thank you.
but let's think
That
about
is a
this for a second.
process.
The other
That's a
side of this.
process, though.
Yeah. What if, I know it's easy for a person to walk away from a job if he don't really like that job. Maybe he hate that job. And he's like, listen, I got to get out of here as quick as I possibly can. But what if you love the job you do? I mean, what kind of work you do? That's harder to do. Especially if you're making a lot of money as well. It's kind of hard to jump off that ship in that situation. You know? It sounds like I hit a nerve, Jason. Do you like your job?
Actually, I did. I had been with the insurance company, almost 11 years. I was a corporate trainer, and yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it, $80,000 a year, but I liked what I did. But unfortunately, again, it came to a decision, and I had to make that decision. Am I going to do this, or am I going to do that? I'm not going to do both at the same time. And I made that decision. And again, I stepped out on faith on that. And I don't regret it at all. I'd do it again. I'd do it again. I'm trying to be as quiet as I can on this one, because Kay and Jay, they already know I'm the wild card. So
we need that
for the next ones, and therefore be ready, okay?
Burn the heat.
I've been waiting.
So
bring it out.
Be ready.
Bring that heat, bro. All right. So here's the question. All right. So the day you guys left your job for the last time, how did you feel? When you knew I ain't never coming back here no more. How did you feel?
Yeah, I definitely felt. I was a counselor at a college, Delta College, which was like a premier college here. It was like everybody was like, "Oh, you got to work for this college," and and so I did that. And I think when I left there, I was a therapist before, so I could make my own hours. So that was my first job, like where you come here from 8 to 5 or 8 to 7, and we're going to pay you, $55,000 a year. And I was sitting at my computer for days, like, man, like I'm not doing anything. Like they're going to fire me. Like it's impossible. But then I started seeing the impact in my bank account, like, oh, I'm only making this amount of money, right? I don't have the ability to take on more clients or, do things like that. And so when I left, I mean, I had meetings with the staff, and like they were sitting me down, like, the students need you. And I was just like, it was the most challenging, emotionally challenging guilt that I felt, just walking away from a student body and, going against the grain of, everybody fights for that position, and how dare you, just leave. But yeah, it was emotional.
Wow. Did you go get you a shot or something?
Definitely.
Not at that time. Not at that time. At that time, I was literally like, okay, we're gonna have to make something work. And yeah, but it was definitely an emotional decision. Mindset wise, it was It's like, am I making the right decision? I definitely, I'm like you, Jay. Like, I feel like I would do it again, over and over, and go through that process again and again and again. But where I felt like I was going to be thinking like, let's pop bottles, I just quit my job, I'm going to start this journey of entrepreneurship. It was like, wah, wah, wah. I'm crying like, why am I not getting the support I want? So it wasn't a good experience for me.
Well, if it don't excite you and scare you at the same time, then it's not worth doing.
Right.
Okay. It's just not worth doing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is so true. Yeah, I was done. I wish I was looking at YouTube, and I seen people how they was exiting their job crazy. You know what I'm saying? Going out, stand up in Burger King and throwing their hats down. And man, I wanted to do that so bad. I was like, it wouldn't be right for me to do that. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to. I was tired of it. Like, I'm done. Get out here in this real estate game and hit the ground. Boom. So. And then I left again. You know what I'm saying? So I advise you guys, you go out there, don't burn your bridges down. Entrepreneurs down in this game, peace or it's a family in this business. So you got to make sure that you take care of yourself. Get you some reserves. 6 I would say 6 months of reserves, just in case things don't go right. You got some money to still pay your bills, because bills keep coming. Even if your bank account dry up or whatever the case is, or you got no money coming in, bills keep coming. You got to make sure you take care of yourself. 6 months of reserves. Am I right? Am I right on that? Finance guy.
3 years.
I see it in your eyes.
You're right, Jay.
Yeah.
But Jay, for me, how it happened was when I started in the financial industry, I actually qualified for a trip to one of the founders' house, and when I asked for a day off, they said, no, you can't have that day off. We don't have anyone to replace you. So I had one of my buddies call in pretending he's my doctor to give me an excuse, right? I was like, hey, call Mike. And then I got the day off, and then they had called my doctor, right? Confirmed that I was really sick, and they didn't find my doctor. They found my colleague. So they told me, all right, so that's your last day. Don't come back. And I was like, you know what? I just started hitting the ground running. No savings, nothing. All I had was my life license, and that's all I needed. I didn't need any 6 months reserves. I didn't need anything. I learned the how to sell a basic policy enough to make money. So I just went all in. It was pretty easy to replace my $2,000 a month income on my previous job. So the industry really helped me a lot, especially with the higher commissions, for the transition to happen. So
you got pushed to entrepreneurship then.
I got
fired
pushed.
to entrepreneurship.
The spirit was already in me, but I needed a reason, right? I needed
absolutely. Sometimes we need to push, man. Sometimes we need to push,
Exactly.
So, absolutely. All right. The next question is, man. Let me see where it's at here. So, how did your family feel when you said you were leaving your full-time job? Did they encourage you? Did they thought you was crazy?
I'm gonna read your question exactly the way it is, Jay, because that's not how the question reads. The question reads: did your family and friends think you were crazy?
They still think I'm a madman.
All right. And my response to that, and I heard this before, is that all the geniuses are dead, but when they were alive, they were crazy.
Wow.
Right?
Facts.
When they were alive and they were doing what they were doing, or developing or inventing whatever product, service that they were doing, everybody thought they were crazy. So the answer to that question is yes.
That's how you know you're doing something right.
Right, but they think that you're crazy because they can't do it. Not because you can't. Because they can't, because they're looking at you in their own image and not in your own in yours. So they didn't do the intelligent objectivity and step out and look in. They just based it on what they felt.
It
So
was
yeah, I
crazy.
was crazy. I'm still crazy, okay? And I live to it. That's my name. I'm gonna get it tattooed on my forehead.
I know that's right.
No.
Well, I think you make a good point, Jason, because people see the world as they see themselves, right? And so if they can't see themselves do it, then how in the world can I even accept you
Right.
trying to do this thing that I have never tried to do? I do think it affects entrepreneurs a lot more though when you're looking for that support. Like you really think you crazy, right? And so I think that we have to understand that even though they think you crazy, they only think you crazy because they care about you. And that is their level of contribution or how they can really communicate what they deem as support by gearing you back into, safety
The norm.
zone.
The norm.
The norm.
Right.
Right. That's how they're loving on you. Like, come back over here. Like, don't go over there. Like,
Conventional
crazy people
wisdom
over there.
doesn't want you over there.
Yes.
So
That's
yeah,
true.
no doubt.
Hey,
That
Jay.
is something. Yep.
So this is actually a good question. It was something that, I was prepared for everything else, but I wasn't prepared for this one just because of how I was brought up with my family. I was a good kid. I always got good grades. I did everything that you're supposed to, right? Go to college and do all that stuff. So, and in a way, like the traditional route, my parents, my friends, they all supported that side of things. So I was like, okay, you know what? I want to start my own business. Then that didn't really go well with a lot of people. So it got to a point where everyone was talking to everyone about what I'm doing. This is crazy how people can put so much energy into something, right? They would go and tell each other like, hey, don't take Tony's call. He's gonna try to sell you life insurance. So I was baffled. I was like, man, I didn't know that somebody can actually go the route of actually calling. And then I always wondered, like, why didn't people pick up my call? But it was like so much energy put into like putting somebody else's ideas and goals and dreams down. But so it was something that I wasn't prepared for, but I actually I fought through it and made it happen. But that's a good question because till today, 10 years later, I'm licensed 10 years. They still think I'm crazy. So
Wow. Wow. Okay.
but I heard a saying, crazy people rule the world. So
Own it, Tony.
Yes.
Own your crazy. Okay.
mhm.
I own mine. Own yours. All right.
Ace it up.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you, Marquin?
Most definitely. They still think I'm crazy. I think they crazy for not jumping into my environment. So it's
I
about
agree,
it.
man.
But you want to become a better negotiator. So if you got great products and services and you negotiate to your family, it's at the end of the day, it's to help them, to inspire them. So what's crazy is the passive income that they're not getting. That's what's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's a lot of people
Wow.
creating so much passive income. So if we're not getting none of that, that's what's crazy to me. So
I used to
they believe we're
say, man,
supposed to all stay at the bottom.
it's sad, man.
Hmm.
It's sad. It's sad. Yeah, I used to think that, man, that it was some things that other people was giving their kids that we weren't privy to, and maybe so to a certain extent, right? But now that the internet is the way it is, right, everything has become equal in my eyes, right? If I see something I want, I go get it. Simple as that, right? And I got family members as well. I've been trying to teach a lot of them wholesaling for years. They'll say, okay, man, I'm gonna come to one of your weekly classes and never show up. But they'll call and say, hey man, can I get a few? You know what I'm saying? So it's a sad situation, man. So people have that mindset. But I'm so glad I walked away. I'm so glad I walked away. First of all, when I went to my job one time and I had to ask my boss, like, can I take a day off? Because I wanted to do something. In a sense, he told me, let me think about it. I was like, hold on, man. I'm a man just like you are. I'm like, okay, I'm out of here. Matter of fact, I don't even want the day off. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna come on here to work. If there's more money, I got to do what I need to do. And before you know, I was out the door. You know what I'm saying? So I talked to some other people that I know in my family, whatever, like, what you guys doing, man? You guys making small money. Come to Texas. Let me show you some different things. But yeah, man, it's rough here. Yeah, I'm gonna come down there one day and you're gonna teach me this, this, and this, or whatever the case is, but they're not willing to do it. But you gotta, if you're not willing to change up your location to pursue your goals in business, you're not really in business, right? I'm not saying that's okay. Let me adjust what I'm saying. Sometimes your dream may not be in the place that you're in to get you to that next level. I don't know if you guys agree with that or not. In my case, it was real because of the environment that I was in. It didn't breed growth. So I had to get out of my environment, man, to come to Texas, man, to get around some people who think like me and to go to that next level. So, and I say just go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I think you make a point. You made a choice. And I think that's the difference, right? Like most people are not, I want to say competent, but they don't make personal choices like that. And again, I'm speaking to the audience, you know, that's a big decision when, you know, when you're talking about goals and your desire to want more money, want more things, right? For yourself or for your lineage. And then you're trying to convince another person that no, they're not happy in their life, but they're content, you know, with their conditions or their circumstances. And I think that as you grow, I always tell people we don't grow from squares to rectangles, right? We grow from squares to triangles. Like it gets smaller as you ascend, right? And so everybody ain't coming with you on your growth, you know.
Everybody ain't coming.
Absolutely.
Took me a long time to figure that out. It took me a long time to figure that out. That was a big lesson that I had to learn the hard way. My wife was telling me, listen, I'm like, you know what you're talking about. I'm going to go get my cousin. I'm going to get my family member. We're going to do this, we're going to do that. Like, they ain't on that level. And unfortunately,
even Harriet Tubman couldn't bring all the slaves over. Someone was like, I'm staying.
That's true. All right, man. Hey, we rolling here. So next question is, let me see. Let it roll around here. Where is that? Did it come up?
Nope.
No, that's the last one there. I think you guys crushed that one already. What was okay? I know what it is. What was one thing? Here we go. Here. What's one thing that you wasn't expecting to happen in business that happened?
Lose money.
Lose money.
Yeah.
Man, talk about it, brother.
I really don't want to, but I will.
Right.
Man.
There was a deal that we did, and unfortunately, the money that was invested in it got ate up by the taxes that was owed on the property, and so yeah, we lost on that one. I think I walked away with, I don't even think I got, it was less than $10. It was like $6 or something after everything was done. So yeah, I lost a ton of money on that deal. Yep.
Wow. What about you? Okay. Any big losses in your business?
No.
Unexpected?
No, not so far. Not for me, because in my business, I fund it all. I work for the money for it all. So I don't have any investors or anything. It's just me. No loans, no nothing. Just me. So no, I haven't lost any money. You know, I'm always on top of my bookkeeping. I know what I need to do for taxes and everything. So I'm good there. But I will say, one thing I did not expect was, like some of the personality traits, you know, that you need to become a successful small business owner. You know, I saw in me that I didn't have some of them. So I didn't expect that, you know. I've been working as a HR manager for like 10 years now. So I always thought like, hey, I have the leadership, I have the mindset, like, oh, I'm good to go. But, you know, come to find out there's some things I definitely need to work on mindset wise. So That's one thing I did not expect. The psychological parts of it, I didn't expect, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I would say, coming from the environment that I came from, and it was cutthroat, right? Getting into this arena, I didn't realize how cutthroat business is. Business is gangster.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
It's a whole different type of gangsters. They just don't have no gun, right? They can kill you softly by contracts, by putting different words in them contracts that you don't understand what it is. You get to sign it, you can lose your spirit.
Right.
Say it again. I didn't hear you. So yeah. So
I was being my wild card.
Those people with those suits.
I wasn't expecting the backlash from success.
Yeah.
It's a great backlash once you create a successful business. I wasn't expecting the backlash from customers, clients, trying to get a better price for the service. So it's just the backlash. Just once you see you elevate and everybody else just staying in one place, they start to get mad. So I wasn't expecting just the backlash for doing something great, something that's gonna add value to the world.
Do you know why that is, Marquin? You know why that is?
Can you tell me why?
Well, let's step back in time for a moment. Everybody on this phone call is an entrepreneur. Well, before then, entrepreneurs were looked at as risk takers, right? And if you were going to be an entrepreneur, again, you were stupid, you were dumb, and you were not going to ever be successful. Most people believed that. And it got trickled down and down and down, and then it met you. That's why. That's exactly why.
That's very unfortunate too.
I mean, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate for them, but unfortunately, we'll say a prayer for them and we'll allow them to do what they do. But that is the reason why it hit you and slapped you in the side of your face, because they knew not what they were talking about. They're repeating and they're going off of generational information that was handed down to them.
Yeah. Fear is unknown a lot of times too. People are fearful of something they don't understand for the most part. Like if it's an alley that you're going down, that you go through this alley all the time. If you go through a few times, you may ain't no big deal. It's the alley that you go through to get home from school. But if you have never been down that alley, you'll be really paying attention to what's going on. You may be scared to walk around the block. That's how it is an entrepreneur, man. When you're dealing with people, dealing with family members, or dealing with other people outside of you, or whatever the case is, that they see fear. And then once you become successful, they see it again because they know they're supposed to be where you at, or they think they're supposed to be above you, or whatever the case is. But that's the cost of doing business. That's how I look at it. That's the cost of doing business.
I think that one thing that we have this culture of, and I guess speaking to the legacy, like we have this culture of like, oh, be with me when I'm down. How many times have you heard a person ask you, can you be with me at my highest point? Right? We don't think about that question. Everybody don't know how to be around people when they're at their peak. It really triggers intimidation. It triggers emotions in that individual when you're doing great things in your life. And again, like those are the type of conversations like we worry about, oh, well, I want you to be with me when I'm down or when I lose, or, like this ride or die. But what about when I'm successful? Can you handle my level of success? Can you handle a conversation with me, monetarily, successfully, like, through publicity? I think that's the word. And a lot of people can't, they don't know how to handle that. And I think we take it personal, but it's just not a conversation. I mean, it's a conversation that we need to start introducing to our community. Like, it's okay for your friend to be doing good. Because, you know what I mean? It's okay for...
But Sheila, you're leaving the hood.
Right. And that's okay too.
Exactly. But that's the thing. They don't want the separation. You're leaving me.
Yeah. Yeah,
Right?
I am.
You're leaving me instead of saying, hey, let me come with you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They don't want the separation.
Right.
I
agree with you. I mean, I knew you was
They don't
asking
want the blueprint or the process either.
Yeah, really, you know, if we go to textbook, right? They're having separation anxiety.
Anxiety. Absolutely.
They're having separation anxiety of you because, but the word that they use is say, you've changed.
Yeah.
You've changed. You're not the guy that I used to hang out with. And look, yeah, we don't hang at the bar anymore. I don't ever see you at the club anymore. Well, heck, I don't see you at the bank.
You know, that's true. That's true.
Right? But that's what they're having. They're having separation anxiety.
Yeah.
I never heard nobody break that down like that before. That's wild. That's pretty deep.
Yeah. In some ways, aren't we? I know a lot of people don't get into what it sounds like to me is emotional intelligence, where know that they're dealing with something internally that they projected out onto that person. And I think that's what happens a lot as well. They might be dealing with that, like you said, internally, anxieties of separation.
It is.
We don't even know it because we haven't been taught that way. So we just project it out. It's not me, it's you.
Wow.
But that's because somebody else also did it to them too.
Yep.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Doesn't matter what they were doing. Somebody else did it to them, and they're paying you back for what has happened to them on the inside.
Just think about the conversation that you think about success. Snob. When I work with women, I'm like, they want to be successful, but they don't want to set themselves apart. And my first question is why? Because you don't want to be labeled the B. Yeah, I don't want to be her. So being a B to you means successful, right? Like, because she's asking for what she wants. She's, she is assertive, right? But when you see that person, you have a negative connotation of who she is, right? And entrepreneurship is the same thing. Like, how do we define this success? And really looking at our own belief system about that. Like, when I see a person with money, what is my belief about a person with money, right? And now when I see you, I'm just going to project that off to you. Like, oh, you think you this stuff, you think you could pay your way through this. Like, it just goes on and on and on. And we're not even conscious of it. We just throwing it, around.
Again, it's been passed down. It's been passed down because somebody's uncle in the family lost all the money as an entrepreneur, right? And now no one else can succeed.
And somebody auntie in the family
sound like ignorance.
Right. And somebody auntie in the family is the rich auntie who try to tell everybody what to do and think she know everything and always in somebody's business and can pay people bills. And I just don't like her because she thinks she did stuff because she got money. Right. It's two foes, right?
But if you could pay your own bills, then you wouldn't have to worry about auntie.
Right. But we're talking about the projection that we give people who have a level of success. And auntie who was successful in a plan, who had the Cadillac, she never spoke to us, right? She thought her kids was better than us.
Yeah.
Especially when we came from the projects, Jason.
Coming from the bricks.
The bricks.
Yeah.
So to everybody, so the people that's gonna see this, right? If you're gonna become an entrepreneur, you're gonna get your own business, it's gonna be some people gonna fall off to the wayside, some people that's gonna hate you, some people are gonna despise you and try to trip you up. You gotta expect that. You can't let that knock you off of what your goal and what you're trying to obtain. It's gonna happen. I think I've heard that a million times, but it didn't resonate until I actually got in that position. Like, this really happens. You really, like, man, like, we used to call and talk on the phone for hours, talk about whatever. Now I call and it's short, Or
and they got your same last name, Jay.
Yeah, it happens, man. It happens. It's insane. I never thought it would happen to me, man. So all right. So here's one more question here, guys. Where we at here? No, that's the wrong one. Here we go. So again, this is a new software, man. I'm getting used to it, and it's a lot of things happening on this thing that I'm trying to figure out as we go. So Please bear with me, man. I'm gonna get better at it though. It's still not popping up here. All right.
I think it was coming up.
So what is one of the things you're investing in right now that will bring you generational wealth? What is one thing that you're doing right now? Because as entrepreneurs, we got to have our mindset on the day-to-day tour, things that we're dealing with today. But we also got to make sure that bag is just ahead, you know what I'm saying, so that can take care of us, because there's no retirement plan for an entrepreneur if you don't do it right. So what are you doing for that 65-year-old you and your kids
I'm investing
and
in
offsprings? Exactly.
Sheila took my line.
I'm invested in me. I mean, I do feel like, coming from the projects, no, really coming from poverty and having a poverty mindset to, build a generational wealth, it is like levels to thinking that has to unfold like a flower blossoming, right? And each time I think I got this thing handled, and my a zero get added on, I get this like, oh, like what am I do, right? And so like processing these emotions that come with that mindset shift, and then getting the skills to be able to think long term and take care of I think the best thing I'm investing in right now is Shiela Little.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, Jason.
That's okay.
You can use it too.
So
you can use
I'm going to steal that back and say yes. Of course, investing in myself, in my employees' products, and the other generation. Okay, I've got a 1-year-old in the other room, and investing in her and allowing her to want to succeed as well, and not just her, but then also I'm rescuing. I call myself rescuing all the other ones too, because if I have them around me, then I am building generational wealth. May not be with my name on it, but I would also care about the other person's name as well. So that's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm doing the same. I've invested in
Don't steal.
Coaching
No, just kidding.
for myself. But also, what I'm doing is, I said it in the beginning, I put entrepreneurship into my children. They were seeming a little lazy, so I started figuring out what their likes were and helping them to around that and try to make some money from that. My son is in acting now because when he was younger, he displayed that. So I got him into some acting classes and things like that. And then for my business, I'm building a portfolio that I can sell. So my goal is to have at least 5 to 6 real estate offices under the same name, that when I'm ready to retire, I can sell it.
Cash out. Like that idea. I don't think I've ever heard a realtor say that before. I'm pretty sure it goes on, but I never heard it actually said like that.
Yeah, they do it. We don't really do it, but I see my mentors and things like that, and I have a franchise right now. So the people that are upper in the franchise, they do it all the time. They sell their brokerages for millions and millions of dollars, 2 and 3. So it happens a lot.
That's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. All right. What about you guys?
One thing I'm investing in right now that will bring generational wealth, and Jay, I'm gonna help him build his real estate companies. So just in entrepreneurs, just in brands like y'all's, I'm gonna invest everything I can into everything y'all trying to create. Let's add some value.
Yeah, absolutely. What about you, Miss K?
But one thing I'm doing right now is investing into myself by getting my enrolled agent license. So I'll be able to take care of more complex tax issues for individuals and businesses. My daughter is a creative, so she doesn't like taxes. Every time she sees me doing them on the computer, she goes, ugh, she runs the other way. So that's not her thing, unfortunately. But one day, hopefully one day soon, once I'm able to get my tax practice to the next level, like I would love to mentor other up and coming tax professionals. I was working with another smaller tax firm, and I was the lead tax accountant there, and I was, helping to train. So I'm getting that experience on, teaching people who want to start doing taxes how to do them and how to do the research to do more complex ones. So I think that's the way I want to give back. Maybe not in terms of generational wealth, but maybe passing along my experience and education to help another woman or another man who wants to start in this business, to be successful. Because to be honest with you, there's really no manual on how to do taxes, because taxes are so complex and everyone is different. So, if I could help someone to at least get their feet in the door or whatever, I'm definitely willing to do that.
Yeah.
So,
Well, me
creating that type of wealth, maybe a different kind of wealth.
Yeah.
Well, I think you make a point about wealth, right? The word wealth in itself, how do we define that as individuals, right? And so I think that we tend to look at it from this financial point, which I think that's why I was created, but also wealth can mean plentiful, right? Like a plentiful of knowledge, or, and so we have to, even I have 3 boys who I say I'm raising to be great fathers, husbands, and men. And a part of that is making sure that there's a balance in how much I'm educating them and empowering them to use their words and critical thinking and emotional intelligence, and how much I'm giving them, a leg up through finances, right? Through this financial place. And we can give a leg up to individuals just in teaching them how to think, right? How to feel, about themselves and the world around them. And so I think you make a good point just about wealth can be, other things.
Yeah.
Can I ask y'all this? Do y'all think we need to pass down knowledge or pass down actual assets
Both.
to to your next generation?
Both.
Mm-hmm.
Both.
Both, exactly. I was just how I was explaining to you guys about my daughter. She's super creative, so she's not interested in taxes, but I teach her every day something about finance, something about taxes, just something so that she's just well-rounded. And I feel like if I were to leave my daughter $1 million and she didn't know the tax consequences of having that kind of money, giving away gifts, stuff like that, I feel like I would do her a disservice. I feel like she would go through that money so fast, and she would owe the IRS a lot of money, and something that she's paying off 20 years down the line of her life, just from just not really understanding how taxes work or how finance works. So I feel like she would need both.
Yeah. That's a great question that you posed. I think at least the knowledge, right? At least the knowledge. You can't hand down the money. At least give them the knowledge, and then what they do with it is on them. Like how I came in, I didn't get the knowledge of nothing. I had to kind of learn everything on my own. You know what I'm saying? It was like, okay, here's an opportunity. Let me lean into this opportunity, even if it don't have a paycheck attached to it, right? But I see that if I can get this knowledge or whatever, it will be a paycheck down the road. You know what I'm saying? So now, when it comes to the question, we were talking a little bit about far as generational wealth. My thing now is continue to educate myself, as Jason was talking about, but at the same time, getting into this multifamily with the higher deals, the bigger deals, really negotiating those type of deals. So you can do something what they call a sweat equity in these big deals. Right, so you have to put a lot of money in it. If you get skilled at finding out what is a good deal, how to negotiate it, and how to contract it, you can negotiate yourself an equity position in these big deals. And some of these deals are, huge deals, multi-family deals, depending on where they at and, all that or whatever. But if you can negotiate something like that into one of these big deals, and then when they have those quarterly meetings or whatever, you go into these meetings so you can understand exactly what they're doing, how they're doing it. And then when they get to when they sell this deal in 5 years or so, and they get into another deal, now you can just pretty much going to put it in another deal and continue on down the line, right? So that's kind of my long play is what I'm basically doing in that situation. So what I'm doing now is there's a lot of hustle in it, and I don't want to hustle that much no more. I want my money to work for me. That's my goal. That's what wealth look like to me. When I wake up in the morning, it's mailbox money. You know what I'm saying?
I like the hustle, Jay.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying because I know when I don't have to hustle, I'm gonna miss it too. But I want the option of not having to hustle. You know what I'm saying? I want the option of not having to hustle if I didn't want to that day. Like right now, I gotta go get it. I gotta go get it or it won't get got. You know what I'm saying? So listen. So like I said, this is a couple of softballs. Next week we're gonna kind of go in.
Ooh.
So, we're gonna kind of go in.
Y'all are ready.
We're gonna go in a little bit, man. So again, man, we trying to teach the people who are watching. We ain't gonna candy coat this thing, man. Let's tell them what it is. When you went broke, when you owed those taxes, you know what I'm saying? When you got locked out of your office, we need to know that so these people can know what you go through when you become an entrepreneur. It
ain't sexy.
It ain't sexy.
It ain't sexy.
It's hard work. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard work, but it can be done. So my whole thing was this first part here, basically to show people, listen, a lot of us come from 9 to 5s. A lot of us, when we got in a position to where we can kind of elevate a little bit because of our hustle or whatever, people, families and friends start falling off. Things start happening. You know what I'm saying? So they have to know that these things will happen. It's not a fact of when it's going to happen or if it's going to, it's when it's going to happen is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Right? It's when it's going to happen. So
it's going to happen. Get ready.
Everybody, how they reach you guys?
Well, you can reach me at all handles at I Am Shaping Solutions.
Can you guys hear me?
Oh. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
He chopping.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. That'll be fixed later. This week for sure. Next week for sure. But tell everybody how to reach you guys.
Well, I just said that you can reach me at I Am Shaping Solutions. That's at all handles on Facebook, on Instagram. It's I Am Shaping Solutions. That's the name of the business.
Absolutely. All right.
Mine is Inspire Me LaQua on all platforms. That's just the letter N, SPIREMELAQUA.
All right. Who's next?
I'll go because I never have this stuff ready because I'm never on there. And I just realized how to even find the handle. And I've got more than one. Everybody tell me, well, you can find me at the same thing on all of them. Not Jason, okay? All right. So I'm just figuring, whoa. I was like, I got
Put your number out there.
On Facebook. Well, I will put that number out. You can call me
I know
anytime.
you would.
Facebook is the letter J, last name Sims, SIMS 5042. I'm not sure where that came from. That's just what I found out today.
You just found that out today.
Yeah, I'm sorry. J, initial J, Sims, SIMS dot. Don't forget the dot 5042. I looked it up right before the meeting. I was like, man, even with the last one, K and J will tell you, like, hey man, I have no idea, man. Email me.
No idea.
Email me or call me. And then on Instagram, check this out. It is New Way Group. Okay, so it's NUWAYGROUP on Instagram. And I ain't never been on there. If you go on there, it's gonna say he ain't never put a post on there. And it's like, just found out all of this stuff today. Okay, because I'm doing everything. I'm on TikTok. I'm on all of them, but I don't do nothing with them. It's just there. And so that's how you can reach me. But the best way to get me, you can call me 972-220-8104, or you can email me at again the first initial J Sims at newwaygroupllc.com.
Perfect. What about you?
Everybody can support me at just investing for cowards. So just search investing for cowards, and you'll see me all over the place. Investing for cowards. You are a coward if you do not invest.
Wow, love it.
Investing for cowards.
What about you, Kay?
Mine is on Facebook. It's K Loves Taxes, and then you can find me on YouTube at K Loves Taxes.
I think I got a YouTube too. I don't know.
So
it's some wealth in the digital world.
Yeah.
Or you can find me at www.vibrantprofits.com.
Absolutely. So if you guys missed that, you can go on to Mid City Network on Facebook group, and everybody information will be on there. Hopefully everybody can get on there and post your stuff on there as well. I got a lot of you guys links and stuff like that, so I will be posting on there as soon as we upload this video. And man, look forward to doing some amazing things with you guys. I just know it's gonna come together, man. So I encourage you guys to reach out to each other, get everybody contact information. You guys got any business going that way, or they coming this way, or whatever the case is, let's put this thing together, man. Let's make something happen. There's too much knowledge in this room for us not to work together. You know what I'm saying? There's too much going on here.
Absolutely.
Hey, appreciate you coming on, man. And listen, one more thing too. So what I want to do, if you guys can post a couple times a week, maybe a question in the Facebook group. Maybe once or twice or whatever the case is, in the Facebook group, that'll be great. I really appreciate it. I'm trying to, the people that's on there, I haven't really been on there like I'm supposed to, and they fell asleep on me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to wake them back up. But it's quite a few people on there right now. So
yeah, I'm gonna start doing some stuff on there live for us, Jay.
Yeah, I made all you guys admins
and all of that stuff. So
all you guys moderators and all that stuff, so you can go and go live, whatever you want to do. You do your thing. Okay. Promote yourself. You got something going on, promote yourself on there. No big deal. Hey, I'm sorry.
I'll start posting some stuff. I mean, all I know is really tax stuff. So
that's fine.
All that works.
Nothing too exciting.
Yeah.
We all need you.
Business. And yeah, we definitely all need you because Uncle Sam is
rough.
Well, especially everybody just got through paying them not too long ago, right?
Yeah,
yeah. I'll start posting some stuff. I actually made a video on my YouTube channel today. I talk about what to do after you file your taxes, because to me, tax season is all year round. All the decisions that you make between after you file your taxes till December 31st greatly impact what you'll be filing for the next year. So I'm already trying to put some content together, to kind of remind people, hey, if you have a W-2 job, update that W-4 or your tax state tax form, or if you are a 1099 employee, you owe taxes, get on that tax calculator, calculate, make sure you have enough estimated tax payments, make sure you know the amount, of the estimated tax payments that you need to make. So I kind of already did that video, so maybe I can put like little questions.
You can share it on there. You can share it on there if you want to.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that for sure.
Yeah. So it was a couple more things I wanted to say to you guys, man.
I want to ask you a question real quick, Jay, while you think about that. Hey, man, on this, is there a way for me to do group me? Because I got the email, right? And that was the wrong link. And then I got on group me, and that's what brought me in.
On group me, but okay. I think what it is, I had my sister send it out early, and it expired.
Okay.
So what I'll do, probably 30 minutes before we get on, I'll put it on. If you guys are on the group app, the group, yeah, you're on the group, right? So if you guys are not on the group app that we have, the little, what is it called? The text, what is it called? The GroupMe app. It's a GroupMe app that we're on, that we can bounce different ideas off each other. So 30 minutes before we come on, I'll post it in there. So when you guys get it, it'll be ready to go.
All right. I just want to make sure I know where to look, because sometimes I'll turn those notifications off on GroupMe, and because everybody will start hitting me up from the lodges and all of that stuff. So I'll turn those notifications off. But if I forget to go back to it, then I know. So if it's going to go straight into GroupMe, now I know where to check beforehand.
Yeah.
Sheila, I
So
thought you left.
any
I did. And then, you know, couldn't
I
go
was like,
too
that
far.
was so rude.
Listen,
Tony
the computer
back.
died, and I was like, I just can't leave him like that. I text Jay, and I was like, let me go through my phone just to, you know, be present with everybody.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm glad you take into consideration my
I sure do. I was like, I'm gonna send her a message.
Yeah.
I'm back.
So
I'm back. I had
what
to
I was
go
saying,
handle some stuff.
Make sure you get on Tony too.
yeah. So what
Yeah,
I was
you
saying, I
too,
got
Tony.
you guys information. So I'm gonna post it. Everybody, when you guys get a chance, go on the Facebook group and post different things you guys got going on. I made all you guys moderators, so you can go live on if you want to. If you guys have a service that they can benefit from, do it as many times you want to. You know, I have no issue with it at all. So what I'm trying to do, like I was letting everybody know that it's been a while since I've been on this group like I'm supposed to be. So a lot of these people are kind of asleep. We need to wake them back up. We need to get them back going. You know what I'm saying? So post on there as many times you want to. And every time you guys post on your own stuff, I'll be sharing it. I share everybody's stuff, man. So do the same thing with us, man. Let's make some money.
Thank you, Jay. I appreciate it. Thank you for sharing. I've been flooded with a lot of appointments that I had to go take care of another one right now. So
you made some money off one of my shares too.
oh man, you have no idea.
You cashed out. But it's hey, that's what we're here for, man. We're here to help each other, man. You know.
Appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Any last words? No last words?
I'm not gonna do one this time. I'm gonna wait.
You gonna wait till next time? So
Yeah.
get ready next week. We're gonna go in a little deeper, man. So if you guys know anybody who have like a big following or whatever that's doing some amazing things that may want to come on and talk to us, that's talk to them a little bit, please bring them on. You know, so anything you can think about that make this a little bit more exciting or whatever the case is, I don't get offended. Let me know. I have no issue with it at all. Please let me know. All right.
All right, I'll shave you next time too.
Hey, look forward to working with you guys, man. I appreciate you guys. And bear with me. This thing will be a lot better, man, next time. It'll be a lot better.
It's all good.
All right.
You guys
Thank
have a
you.
good one.
Later.
Take it easy.
All right.
All right.